The world has been making the move towards greener energy efficiency. With hundreds of ways to save energy in your home, it's important to know the facts.
In my home, whenever my husband and I started talking about how can we be more environmentally conscious, we looked at everything from solar to radiant barrier to new windows. Great idea, exorbitantly expensive, and wasn't right for our budget at the time. And the largest output of carbon emissions is with electricity generation, far more than what you would think like transportation or some industry like that. And so I wanted to do my part to be able to lower my carbon footprint that I was personally responsible for.
If you're looking for a way to conserve energy, Peak Energy Technology has the solutions you need for your home or even your business.
My husband had been researching this technology that had been around for a long time but had never really been adapted for the home. And that's how Peak Energy Savers were born. And so by using Peak Energy Saver in our home, for every 1,000 kilowatt hours that we saved, it was like planting 16 trees.
When I understood what it was about, I just thought, this is a no-brainer. We've got to get one ourselves. And then told my husband about it. He's an engineer, so he wanted to hear a lot more details. I just had a lot of trust.
It's Peak Energy's technology that takes your home and converts it to a well-oiled, energy-saving machine.
So the Peak Energy Saver is a little box that you mount right next to your circuit breaker panel. It gets wired directly into a dedicated circuit breaker. By putting it into its own circuit breaker, it actually works with everything in the entire house or in the entire business. So that's how we get it to share and play well with all the equipment that's in there. When we turn on the power, we'll put on an amp meter. It will show that we're pulling about almost 7 amps from the power company, and then we'll put that amp meter on the motor and we'll see that it's also using 7 amps at the meter. Then we'll have a switch that we turn on for the Peak Energy Saver to show what that would look like if you had a Peak Energy Saver on it. We'll look at the motor and you'll see that the motor is still pulling the same 7 amps. It hasn't changed. And then when you look at for the clamp on the wire for the coming from the power company, you'll see that it will drop to less than 3 amps. So we're pulling 3 amps from the power company, but we're giving the motor 7. And so where did the rest of it come from? It comes from the Peak Energy Saver because it's capturing and recycling, reusing that electricity.
Businesses and industries are always looking for new ways to become environmentally conscious and save money. Now it's time to take their proven methods to homeowners in your community.
This technology was developed over 100 years ago when the power companies barely had enough ability to generate the power to run the homes and the businesses at the time. And they used that to keep from having brownouts. And the way that they would do this in these large factories is they would put one of these on each and every motor in the factory. For homes, that's not really practical. We sorted out that you could put this in on a dedicated breaker and shared across everything. So now you only need one per home.
After a simple installation of Peak Energy's technology, you won't have to change a thing to start saving money.
The nice thing about a Peak Energy Saver as well is that once installed, you don't have to change your lifestyle. It just does its job all day long, 24/7, without you doing anything.
After it got installed and up and running, I did a cost comparison using our electric bills. I found that the Peak Energy Saver saved us 17%. And that was great. It was terrific.
For more information, visit their website at peakenergytech.com or designingspaces.tv.